The United Nations Security Council called in an emergency meeting to discuss deadly protests in Iran at the request of the United States, as President Donald Trump left unclear as to what actions would be taken against the theocratic regime. The meeting was convened after Trump, in a post on Truth Social, welcomed the decision by the Iranian judiciary to cancel the execution of 26-year-old Irfan Soltani, followed by US Treasury sanctioning 18 Iranian individuals and entities, along with a warning by the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent that the United States will track the regime down, and asked Khamenei to join the US till there was time.
Thank you, Mr. President, for chairing today's
US Ambassador to the
meeting.
United Nations, Mike Walz, called the Iranian protesters brave and said the US and President Trump stood by them.
President Donald J. Trump and the United States of America stands by the brave people of Iran, period. And regardless of its excuses, and you will hear many today from the Iranian regime and from its friends, the regime is solely responsible for the economic misery of the Iranian people and the repression of their freedom, and they will be held accountable.
It is deeply regrettable.
The statement was strongly rebuked by Iran's deputy ambassador to the United Nations, who warned that any direct or indirect aggression will have a legal befitting reply.
Iran seeks neither escalation nor confrontation. However, any act of aggression, direct or indirect, will be met with a decisive, proportionate, and lawful response under Article 51 of the Charter. This is not a threat. It is a statement of legal reality. Responsibility for all consequences will rest solely with those who initiate such unlawful acts.
Meanwhile, the White House said the situation is being monitored closely.
The truth is, only President Trump knows what he's going to do, and a very, very small team of advisors are read into his thinking on that. And as I just told you, he continues to closely monitor the situation on the ground in Iran. And as we saw yesterday, he had heard that the killings and executions would stop. And we have seen 800 people, their lives have been spared as a result of that. The president continues to closely monitor, but also keep all of his options on the table.
In her father's arms.
Amid the exchange of barbs, Iranian journalist and political dissent Masih Alinejad broke down in tears at the United Nations as she read out the names of people she said were killed during protests in Iran.
I feel guilty that I don't name the rest.
The tension continues in Tehran, and in other provinces, dozens of Iranians protested outside Iran's embassy in the Georgian capital. Protesters were chanting slogans, holding Iranian and Israeli flags, and photos of Reza Pahlavi, the son of the late Shah of Iran and a prominent figure. Russian President Vladimir Putin has also spoken separately to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, and said Moscow was willing to mediate for bringing peace in the region.
A phone conversation with the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has already happened today. We will inform you of the results of a phone conversation with Iranian President Pezeshkian very soon. The situation in the region is quite tense, and the president is continuing his efforts to help de-escalate it.
The US-based HRANA rights group says it has verified the deaths of 2,435 protesters and 153 government-affiliated individuals in the unrest. Iranian authorities had blamed the United States for fueling the protest. Mahashweta Lala, Bureau Report, India Today.